I once had a boss who could get anyone to say yes without raising his voice or repeating himself. So one day I asked him, "How do you do it?" Well, he smiled and told me, "It's simple. I never try to win the argument. I try to win their attention first." And that has really stuck with me. Because whether you're pitching a new idea or just asking for help, persuasion isn't about pressure, it's about positioning. Kind of like how I position this bow tie in all the different folds. I don't apply pressure until the very end. And today I'm going to show you how one simple shift in the way you speak can make people pay attention and respond more openly. So, now that I've tied this bow tie, let's tighten up your influence. Are you ready? I sure hope so. And remember to stick around for the Mastery Minute, where I will unpack a powerful phrase that leaders use all the time. And if you've ever struggled to get someone to finally say yes, or if you've got a question, drop it in the chat and I'll take a few live at the end of the show. Okay, so let me tell you about Jisoo. Meet Jisoo. She's a brilliant engineer, great ideas, but in client emails, nobody replied. She would write these long, detailed updates, clear logic, perfect grammar, lots of charts attached, and all of this stuff still got her nothing but silence. So one day I asked her, "How are you asking for a response?" And she said, "Well, I just give them the information." And that was the problem. She was informing, not influencing. So instead, we practiced a few changes, shorter intros, like get right to the point, clearer takeaways, and a simple closing question, like, "Would Wednesday work for a quick call?" Suddenly, people started responding. They booked meetings. One client even said, "Hey, thanks for making this easy for me to reply to." She didn't change her work, just her approach, and it made all the difference. So let's talk about the exact tools that she used and how you can use them too. Because look, persuasion isn't manipulation, like I said earlier. It's not about tricking someone into agreeing with you. It's about shining a light on value, making it easier for people to see what's in it for them. So think about the last time someone changed your mind. It probably wasn't because they argued harder. It was probably because they helped you to see the things in a new way, simply and clearly. And that's what we're aiming for. So I'm going to go through 5 techniques to make your English more persuasive at work, in meetings, or even in casual conversations. Persuasion is a very powerful tool. Watch out. Don't use it for evil. No. All right. Number 1 is lead with a benefit. So picture this. You're in a product review meeting. The team is behind schedule. And then you raise your hand and say, "Hey, can we change the deadline?" Remember, they're behind schedule. They go quiet. People are looking at each other. Why? Because your requests sounds like an even bigger delay. You're already behind schedule. So let's rewind a bit. This time, instead of saying, "Can we change the deadline?" you say, "If we shift the deadline by 2 days, we'll have time to catch a few last-minute customer issues before the launch and avoid a round of hot fixes." Hot fixes are those fixes that you have to make very quickly. Hot. It's the same ask. You're asking the same thing. Can we change the deadline? But now there's going to be a different response. Because instead of focusing on what you need, now you're focusing and showing them what they gain. That's leading with the benefit. It changes how people hear you. And it makes them more likely to say, yes, sure. Frame it the way they get something out of it. And speaking of framing, we want to start using framing phrases. So imagine this. Your team is stuck. Everyone is frustrated. But you have an idea. Unfortunately, you're not in charge. And you don't know, and you don't want to sound like you're some kind of a know-it-all. So instead of saying, we need to do it this way, that's like a know-it-all, right? So instead, you try this. What if we tried, or what if we tested this idea with just one team first? Whoa. And the energy shifts. People start to think out loud. You've opened a door instead of drawing a line, saying, we need to do it this way. Now you're saying, what if we tried this? Giving people a new frame of reference. Framing phrases like, what if we tried? Or how about, here's another way, or here's one way to look at it. This creates a way for people to think more. It gives the ideas a chance to breathe. They invite cooperation instead of demanding, I want what I want. And in a group setting, this is everything. It really does work. All right, number 3. Give people language to agree to. Now that sounds a little bit complicated, but let me explain it to you. Let me tell you about Carlos. He pitched a new reporting tool to his team. He stood up, clicked to slide 5 and said, that is the tool I think we should use. What did he get? Silence. Blank stares. One person nodded politely, just because they're nice. So we worked on a way to reframe that. Instead of, this is the tool I think we should use, I helped them to give the people language that they could agree to. He said, this tool could save each team member around 2 hours a week. Over a year, that's nearly 100 hours per person. Whoa. See the difference? The result was people leaned forward and listened. Someone actually repeated the line, 100 hours? Wow, that's a lot. So that is the magic behind giving people ready-made language. When you hand them a benefit they can repeat, they're not just agreeing with you, they're amplifying you. And who knows, they might even feel like it's their idea to begin with. Look at the next one. Number 4, use the magic number 3. 3, that's right, it's a magic number. So here's the scene. You're pitching your idea to a stakeholder who's checking their watch. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. That's bad body language. So you've only got one shot to pitch this idea. What do? You say, this system has several benefits. And their eyes glaze over. Now, try this. This change will help us save time, reduce errors, and make onboarding easier. That's it. 3 points. No fluff. Easy to remember. There's something about the number 3. Our brains like patterns. And 3 is just enough to feel full, but it's not overwhelming. So if you want your ideas to stick, package them in 3s. It works great. Look at a presentation, watch a TED Talk or something. You'll see this pattern of threes over and over again. Well, let's wrap it up. End with a clear and easy next step. Clear and easy next step. So let's go back to Jisoo. Her old emails ended with, "Let me know what you think." Guess what happened? Nothing. Nobody said a word. So she switched it up. She tried, would Wednesday morning work for a 15-minute call to finalize this? The responses improved. But then she's discovered something even more interesting. Now, this is an interesting psychological trip. It's going to blow your mind. She read about a persuasion technique that actually flips the script, asking a question that invites a no. And it may sound strange, but it taps into some psychology about how people naturally want to feel in control. They want to say no. They don't want to feel like they've been sold. So you give them the opportunity to say no. She tried it. In her next email, it ended with, "Is Wednesday morning a bad time for a 15-minute call to finalize this?" Oh. What's the answer to that question? Either it's yes, it is a bad time, or no, no problem. And just like that, her replies and confirmations got even more consistent. She was making progress. Why? Because saying no felt safe. And the moment people typed, "No, that works for me," they'd made the decision. And it's on their terms. If you want action, make the next step small, specific, and sometimes easier to say no. It might just get you the answers that you want. Look, these are small shifts, but if you use them consistently, they build influence and trust and confidence. That is real persuasive power. So, this week, your mission is simple. Try one of these persuasive phrasing tips in your next conversation or meeting or email. Just one. Maybe you lead with a benefit. Maybe you say, "What if we tried?" And if it works, because I know it will, tell me about it. Come back to this video, drop a comment, and let me know. Or if you've got questions right now, drop it in the chat. Right now, you've got a chance. I know somebody's watching this going, "Yeah, I have questions." Or maybe I'm just so good and everybody just understands what I'm talking about. If you do have questions, I'll get to them in just a minute after the Mastery Minute. And don't forget, if you want more tips like these, check out the blog at allaboutenglishmastery.com. You can find the link in the comments and in the description. And if you want more tips, I just said that, more tips. If you want to level up your English without taking all kinds of time throughout the day or week, but with some small bite-sized chunks that you can do in just 10 minutes a day. I know you're busy. You know you're busy. So don't make that your excuse for not improving your English. You can check out my course, Mastering English for Busy Professionals. The link is in the description. I hope you check it out. Now it's my time. It's time for my favorite part of the show, the Mastery Minute. And today's phrase is a phrase. Normally we do idioms, but I think this phrase makes a compelling case. That's the phrase. Make a compelling case. When you think of case, what are you thinking? Like a suitcase? A briefcase? No. It means, make a compelling case means to present your ideas in a clear and convincing way, especially when you're trying to influence a decision. So the phrase comes from the world of law. In court, lawyers have to make strong, logical, emotionally persuasive cases to win the jury. so they can win their case. And in business, it's the same way, whether you're selling to a major corporation or you're selling a product to a local retail store. It doesn't matter. So let's say you're recommending a new software tool. You might say, let me make a compelling case for switching. It costs less, trains faster, and integrates with our current system. It's short, it's strong, it's persuasive. And that's a compelling case. So the next time you want people to really consider your idea, don't just explain it. Make a compelling case. Convince them. And that, my friends, is all the time we have for today. That's a wrap on episode 43. Can you believe it? Already at 43. We looked at how small shifts in your language can make you sound more persuasive without being pushy. That's the important part. Next time, we're diving into one of the most requested topics. It's true. How to start thinking in English. No more translating. Start thinking in English. So we're going to break down what it really means to think in English and walk through a practical 30-day plan that you can follow to train your brain step by step. Whether you're cooking dinner, riding the subway, or preparing for a meeting, you'll learn how to build the habit of thinking in English naturally and confidently. You don't want to miss this one. And if this episode helped you, be sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and like it. Share it with a friend who needs to be heard. And I'll see you on Wednesday night at 9:30 Korea Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. in Taiwan and Hong Kong, and that time zone there. So I look forward to seeing you. Have a great night, and keep up the good work.